for drama, so I always keep the cannon. This is the invasion, so watch out for our landing. Standing tall, never too fall. Spring and summer fashion, bro, I get it in the fall. Y'all about to start hating and I don't mind at all. I'm a thriller like MJ and my flow is off the wall. Who they? They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. They not from around here. I think it's an invasion. Who they? They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. Man, they not from around here. I think it's an invasion. Greetings, Earthlings. I am Wallow. I am Wallow. I am Wallow. I live life like there's no tomorrow. Chris King, KGNOOB. What homes you ain't know? We're UFO. Cargo, khakis, polos, and fresh kicks. That's the definition of what the Cargo Kids is. SOS, yes, spaced out swagger. I never do anything right, I'm backwards. I'm so galactic, so erratic. You niggas on my old swag, you can have it. The world is mine and your girl is too. So do us a favor, make room for the crew. Wow. Who they? They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. They not from around here. I think it's an invasion. Who they? They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. Man, they not from around here. I think it's an invasion.
Cheers to those who wish us well, and those that don't can go to hell.
That motherfucker crazy. That motherfucker nutty too crazy. That bitch just looking up. Y'all let me out.
Hello, y'all. I'm Red Velvet. I'm Phoenix.
I'm V12.
My name is D.
Unbreakable.
I am Black Magic.
I'm Socks. I'm a femme biker, and these are my tails.
They say this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a femtail.
Memphis, Tennessee. Man, I came, I fellowshipped, and I rode naked.
Motorcycle Entertainment Television, the #1 streaming service for motorcycle entertainment lifestyle. Join Doc Honeycutt for beauties and bikers. Let Motorcycle Entertainment take you to church with Pastor E and the Queen City Biker Church. Catch Big Sale as he takes you across the West Coast to sit down with legendary bikers like Gorilla Blue, Big Punchy, Miss Showtime, and Doc J. When Dixie herself takes you into some of the best biker-friendly restaurants and biker events with rides to eat and Dixie tours. Roll with the true icons in their mini-series on the streets of Myrtle Beach. Film Tales, V12, Phoenix, Cali Girl D, Socks, Red Velvet, Unbreakable, and Black Magic. 8 female bikers share what it's like to be a female in a male-dominated arena. MET After Dark, premiering the hottest motorcycle music videos on the set. Motorcycle Entertainment Television, streamable on Roku and Amazon Fire TV for just $5.99 monthly. Sign up at motorcycleentertainmenttelevision.com.
You're now rocking with DJ.
They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination.
And we live, baby! Welcome to the WhoDat podcast. It's the mothership bitches. How you doing? It is the season finale. You made it another week. Congratulations. You did not die. Yay.
Yeah.
As always, this is B. I'm the first mate on the mothership. We have Miss Jamie. How you doing? How you doing? I love the wave. That was
you like that? It was very princess.
yeah. I mean, right.
And then my shirt says overthinking and stuff like that. You seem just like a woman.
And we got the Captain Paco.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing after this all black affair?
Oh man, I'm recovering.
Yeah,
I'm recovering. It was a great night. I had fun. Shout out to everybody that was there. It was a ball. We did our damn thing. I did a little bit of white tussie. Got in that motherfucker with a 1-2 step. You know what I mean? It was a great time though. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had a blast. I was a little intoxicated. I got running around interviewing people drunk. You know.
It looked like you was wearing purple.
I did. I wore purple because that's royalty.
But it was all black. So here's where I have a problem with the situation. Okay. When we talked about the all black affair, and I said I wanted to wear a different color, you told me that I had to wear black. And then I looked on the live and seen him wear purple. Not dark.
Not
purple.
everybody can be king. Anyway. So go ahead and be there.
Hey, our guest for the show this week, for the season finale, we have a very special guest. And I know you're probably trying to figure out, why do I have on this wonderful adornment upon my top? It's because we are bringing you your taste of the box heads, the All Rebels. We have Mr. All Rebel on the mothership with us.
Look, getting it.
Yo, shout out
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
I like the fit. The fit is well done. I don't know who tailored your box, but they need a compliment. They need a round of applause because it fits well. It fits well. What's up, everybody? Who's going? Oh, whoa, where that? Well, okay, popped out of nowhere with that joint. Okay, I see you.
That's how we do. This is full support. This is love right here, baby.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Y'all have been holding All Rebels down for a minute, so I'm so happy to be a part of your podcast as well. And we were chopping it up before now, and I can't wait for the rest of the show. So make sure you stick around. If you haven't already liked the stream, let's go ahead and do that thing. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead and share this thing out because WhoDat is in the building. Let's go.
That's why he on here. He was like, share the stream, like the stream, like he was already advertising.
Yes, he knows.
You've been doing this.
Yeah, he was giving before the show started. He was giving us box tips on how to make this work.
Yeah.
And he told us we have to flip. Hold on, let's go. We have to flip the inside lip in to make it work.
Oh, we giving
That's true. Yep. Otherwise, it'll go across your forehead, and then it blocks your vision. Also, it adds a little bit more pressure on the inside to keep it more stable. Right. Now, if you would like to go to the Boxhead University, we can provide more opportunities for you to learn ways of wearing your box correctly. Because if you don't wear your box correctly, well, that's just a big old problem. Okay, so you don't want that to happen.
This is correctly. Now, if you're in Atlanta, then you do.
You got you got to. Right.
Hey, shout it.
Is that shot?
Well, you know, this is how we do it.
Tell the believers. Shout out to the believers. Tell the believers about All Rebels, about the stream.
Yeah. So, to all the believers out there watching, and the box heads, if any box heads are out there, it's like it's like a crossover episode, man. Yeah. So
somebody just said, "Sign me up."
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, to me, this is it's really your favorite streamer stream. Because to appreciate the amount of work this guy puts in to his streams and puts into like everything and creativity, like twice a week? Is it twice a week you're creating a song? Really more than twice a week.
So the schedule has been a little iffy. We're changing a bunch of different things over the past few months in preparation for 2023. But during our regular schedule, we were doing our show called Song of the Day. We have different shows on Facebook, and one of them is called Song of the Day. And so at least 3 times a week, we were making music. But occasionally, randomly, like we would just be video gaming. Somebody would say something, we would just make a song out of it. So, yeah. So it really just depends on the situation. But we make a lot of music too. Yeah.
So I try to, like, when I watch it, and I was explaining it to my co-hosts and stuff, I was like, you have to realize the level of creativity that takes multiple times a week. You know what I mean? And the amount of energy, mental energy that pulls out of you just to be able to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, on the fly.
I appreciate that. But it's the cool thing is, like, and I'm sure you know this, right? Like when you're doing something that you enjoy doing with people who appreciate it, it becomes a lot easier to do those things. I love making music. Have loved making music. If I could choose between streaming video games and making music, I would always stream music. That would just be my focus every single time, because it's fun to me and it's organic. And people, there's something about music. You could have a terrible day, crappy day, and it's just fun. And somebody's like, "Hey, I had a crappy day today." I'm like, "Okay, what's your favorite dog?" They're like, "I like corgis." And all of a sudden, we just make a song about corgis. Like that's just, it puts a smile on their face, and it just feels good. And the song could actually be crappy. The song could be like, "That was garbage." Like if you listen to it afterwards. But in the moment, it still feels pretty good, and that's what that's my love to the stream. That's my love to the community, is the music part of it.
Right. So what got you started in music? What's your background in music? Let's hear about that a little bit.
Yeah. So growing up, my mom taught me how to play the piano. My mom taught me how to play the piano, right? She was my music teacher, but that's also because she was a public school teacher in Philly as a music teacher. So in the for 35 years in the public school system, she was a music teacher. And so she brought that into the house with me, and that's where I got that. Also, I have to say, my dad was a DJ on the radio in Philly. Like, yeah, so my dad, he was one of those guys who first got started late night. They gave him like the crappy shift, but like on a Sunday night, it was like, yeah, you can do it. And my father has the right voice. He's like, "Hi, welcome to the WhoDat radio station. And we're gonna have right smooth, right?" And so like he just kept working his way, and so he ended up like being one of the main DJs at one of the top like R&B stations in Philly for a while. So he brought a little bit of that in there. So music was always playing in the house, right? So when I go home for the holidays, guess what? In every single room, there's a speaker. In every single room, he has his own playlist, and that's what we're grooving out to. So between the two, that's where the music side of it was like introduced to me. And I guess now that's the reason why, like instantly, I want to always have music playing, always. And I think it's because of them too. So shout out to my mom and my dad.
Shout out to mom and dad. Yo, so he was on an R&B radio station?
Yeah, WDAS FM 105.3 FM was the Philly station for like it was so my father at this point, like he found old reel-to-reels, like the old big cassette joints, the reel-to-reel joints. He found old reel-to-reels where he interviewed people like Diana Ross, Luther Vandross, like Patti LaBelle, and he's talking to these people. Like he would go to their concerts, go backstage, and just get a chance to interview these folks just firsthand. And in radio, you make no money, but you got a chance to meet these people, right? And so it's just interesting to hear my dad, because when I was growing up, I didn't hear about all that. My dad was going to work, and then that's what he did. But now that I've gotten a little bit older, he's been able to share that kind of stuff with me, and it's really cool. It's really, really, really dope.
That's
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And with the smooth voice, so at some point he was the Quiet Storm guy.
Oh yeah.
No, he did that. He joined the Quiet Storm. Yeah, I'll put it to you this way. My dad, I don't know, I think he was retiring, and so like he really wanted to take us out on a trip, right? And so we were on. He was like, "Jason, I just want to go on a trip with the family," and so we put our money together and we went on a cruise together as a family. Like that was the thing that we did, right? Me and my dad was sitting we're just randomly on a cruise. Me and my dad are sitting on the balcony somewhere, right? And this lady, me and my dad just going back and forth talking about whatever. We talk about a lot of sci-fi stuff. So we're talking about aliens, probably. I don't know, right? And then this lady sitting across from us, and she's saying, and she's like, "Excuse me, where are y'all from?" And we're like, "Yeah, we originally from Philadelphia, whatever." From Philly.
Y'all said Philly. Y'all didn't say Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's true. Right. But when I'm talking to somebody who's not from Philly, I say Philadelphia just to make sure they get it. So I said Philadelphia. She's like, "From Philly?" I was like, "Yeah." "You from Philly?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm from Philly." And she's like, are you Maurice? Are you Maurice? Like, she remembered 15 years. From 15 years ago, my dad had not been on the radio, but she grew up listening to his voice and knew on a cruise ship randomly and was like, are you Maurice? And that was the wildest thing that I've ever seen. Like, the impact that you can make on something. This is the reason why I appreciate what y'all do too. The impact that you can make on people is really way bigger than you could ever imagine. Imagine 15 years from now, somebody's walking down the street and be like, are y'all from WhoDat? Like, that's the vibe, right? It's wild.
No,
so yeah.
We've been in gas stations before and everything. Really? People just be like, WhoDat? And we just be like, oh. But you know the significance of his father's voice though is from, he did R&B. So that means there was a lot of love making to that. Yes.
Yo, daddy.
Never thought about it, did you?
I remember, I think I brought it up to my father one time, and I think he just turned around and walked away. Yeah. Like, he didn't even try.
He said, I don't acknowledge it.
What time period was that? Around what year?
So it was in the 80s that my dad was doing this. So
Luther Vandross was being played.
And they didn't stream music then. So that Luther hit that radio.
We got 4 minutes to
They know your dad real well. He part of the family.
My dad paying child support on about 1,000 people right now. Right?
Been to court 12 times. Got sued. You know it's your fault, right?
He go to court and he start talking. He be like, I ain't had nothing to do with this. And the judge like,
oh my goodness.
Hey, so what made you start the show though? Like you got the music and of course the personality. So what made you be like, I'm about to do this show? And then like, when did you decide this is a full-fledged thing?
So on my shirt, there's 2 people.
Okay.
Right, I'm one of them. Am I putting the right side? No, I'm this side. Okay, all right. So and this is the other side. So I want half of All Rebels. The other half is Ian, and so he's one of my best friends in my life. Best man at his wedding, and I knew him ever since I went to college. We graduated with the same degree. We were in multiple bands together. We made music for years. We pretty much throughout our entire life, we taught salsa together. We danced salsa together. We did martial arts together. Like, we've done
salsa and martial arts.
He out here just
I don't teach martial arts.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
So I don't teach martial arts, but I did take it for a while, and then I do teach salsa. I do teach salsa classes.
Somebody try to fight him. He can throw it all the way off. I beat your ass.
You
do you really want
to? A mariachi band just pops out of nowhere, just starts playing music, and I'm like, how'd that even happen?
In ninja mask, they gotta have ninja
right.
Mask.
So like throughout all of those things, when one of us has an idea, we just support each other. And one day, it was back in like 2016. I hated my job. He was getting bored with his. He was like, "Hey, Jason, you want to start playing video games on screen?" I was like, "Okay, sure." And so like that's what we started doing. And it was mostly it was just video game stuff. But then, since we're like techies and we enjoy doing all like this weird nerd stuff, we were like, how weird can we make it? What kind of things can we add that people don't normally do? How can we be unafraid to be ourselves on screen? And so we worked our way to do that. And so between music and between special effects, between comedy, we kind of just formed in what we do. And it's an ever-changing thing, man. So what it is now is the current iteration, right? And I'm working on the next iteration of what that is. And the beautiful thing is like this is something that is when the community submits an idea, contributes an idea, we build upon that. This isn't like we're going to stick with this one thing and this is what it's going to be. It's like all right, this ever-changing, flowing thing, and we have to keep doing that because that's pretty much where we started. This organic content creation, comedic, playful musical bubble, and whatever that turns into over time, that's what it'll be. So that's where it started from. It was all because Ian suggested it. And shout out to Ian because he was the one that really built it up front. So I had a full-time job, a lot of hours I was working, and he did most of the work. And I streamed when I could, which was very little. And now he has a family. He has a kid, and so he can't stream as much now. Yeah, Ian's a dad.
I had no idea. I couldn't imagine. Growing up, Ian is phase 4 of all rebels. Okay, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So he's taking care of his family. That's his focus right now, and I respect that. And so like he built it. He did the majority of the building. And I helped, and now I'm doing the majority of the let's keep going, and he's helping. And then hopefully over time we can still come back together and kind of balance it out. But I do feel like it's an ever-changing and growing thing. But why we got started was because of Ian and his genius of doing it in the way that we do it.
That's what's up. Y'all started in 2016. I love the fact that you said that it's an ever-changing, growing thing, and isn't that so cool? That we're in the age where it's the first time this can happen. Like, could you ever think like if the Sopranos or if fucking Gullah Gullah Island or anything was like ever changing because the community, because as it was going, like that would, you know what I'm saying? Like that's never been feasible or possible to do. So being at this spot and you already knowing, I love the idea of different iterations of it. Like that's so cool. When did you realize like, all right, this thing can get bigger than what we're setting out to be? When did you look over in the corner and see the FedEx box and was like,
So those are two separate questions. I'll do the box thing first. The ever-changing thing is related to the box. Somebody, I wasn't there at the time, but somebody at some point said something about a box, or he was responding and he threw a box on his head. Right? And then the next time he was streaming, somebody was like, yo, where's the box? So he put the box on his head. And then over time, it just became the box as part of the thing that we did because it was like this ever-changing, growing thing. We didn't define that up front. It was just like that's what the community helped us build. So that's where the FedEx box came in. It was like, oh, there's the weird thing. And it becomes really easy. If I go to a conference and I'm walking around, I'm like, I send an email. I'm like, hey, I'm the guy that had a box on his head. They're like, yeah, we remember you. Like, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it works in our favor, sometimes it doesn't. But this is, if you can't get on board with the fact that being ridiculous enough to put a box in your head, and that's something that somebody can do, then I probably, and if you think that's too weird, all right, fine. We'll talk to somebody else. Like, that's okay. So that's where that is. As far as like taking things to the next level, I think it was when I decided to do it full time. So we always had fun with it, but it was when I left my jobs and was like, what happens if I just dedicate all of my energy to this? And then we got a couple contracts with Facebook, and they were like, yeah, we like you. We'll pay you money. We're like, okay, cool. And so they helped finance that a little bit. And so now, next year, we're not going to have the Facebook contract like we did before. We're not going to have the buffer like that. This is going to be completely on our own and completely community supported. And we're going to have to work on building some business relationships, getting a lot more sponsors, getting a lot more social media deals like ads on our social media spaces, and a lot of things like that in order to sustain ourselves. So it's going to be a completely different shift on the backside of things. But our goal is to not let that impact the front side of things. It should still be fun. It should still be chaotic. It should still be weird. But with knowing that this is a business and I have to, make sure that I can eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You know what I mean?
Right. So why are you changing? Like, why are you changing?
Because you got to. Because if right now we are not sustainable in a way that like I feel we're not sustainable right now. We're just not. And so like our and the audiences that we've reached, I think they can be greater. So in order for us to continue doing what we're going to do, we need to connect to audiences better. We need to reach audiences better. We need to also monetize it better. We need to treat this more like a business, like a business that cares about the community and for ourselves. Like that's what we need to do. So, and the way that we shift and what we need to focus on is not gaming. Like gaming's fine, but it has to be weird gaming. It has to be like I'm showing up with like a in a weird outfit and like doing something awkward and making like becoming a character and making music and doing that, because that's the difference between what we can do and what other people can do. So it's just more focusing on our strengths and that kind of thing.
I got you.
So that's where we're at.
We got some comments in there.
I can't see anything because you.
Yo, shout out to Malcolm Hurley. I see you, homie. Shout out to Maldeezy. Malcolm Hurley is also one of my best friends. He's a good friend with Ian and I, like one of our best people.
Because he commented.
Yeah, shout out to all the box heads out there.
He commented and somebody said they can't hear anything.
They can't hear anything. Hey, let's do an audio check, guys.
Let us know. Hear Jason.
I think that was an old one. I don't know. Check it out. Check it out.
Malcolm said Ian's a genius.
You got some box heads in here.
Yeah, we got them. They're there. So yeah, I was so surprised to hear Ian was a dad. I didn't know that. I don't see him as much.
Yeah, we're good.
I don't see him as much as I interact with you. So, but just for our viewers who don't know who Ian is, the first time I saw a All Rebels ad, it gave me real Tim and Eric vibes, and Ian really brought that to it. I was like, alive, Tim and Eric? I was like, I can at least go check this out. And what hooked me was the amount of creativity that came from those shows and the amount of dedication.
The dedication is what got me.
Yes, every day, all day. I'm at work. I get off work. I'm working my second job. They're there the whole time. You know what I mean? And even story time. He reads stories to kids, to children.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
It's like telling story. I would say that. Okay, so it's a story time for adults. It is. I don't know.
It is.
Right. Like the audience again. The community was like, "Hey, Jason, you know what'd be weird? Why don't you read bedtime stories to us?" I was like, "Okay," and so we read bedtime stories. That's the thing that we do. And then sometimes somebody's like, "Yo, I'm gonna bring my kid in so they can watch." And I'm like, I gotta make sure that I don't say anything naughty. But like that's the it's like this weird ever-changing thing, man.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the first thing the box heads noticed when they tuned in. They were like, "This is not PG-13." Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
We're not that. I apologize. I should have ran the parental advisory. We don't
all
have
good,
Facebook
dude.
contracts. We contracted to the hood, y'all. That's what it is. The hood.
Streets.
Look, you see this? You see this? The streets.
So wait, how did all y'all connect? Because y'all have such great chemistry, and like how did you build what y'all built? Let me flip the script a little bit. Let me ask about y'all.
Okay. So basically, we're all a creative community. I do film and photography, and Brandon also does film and photography. And Jamie, she's an event coordinator. She's a personality. She's everything, you know? And so, and there's more than just us. There's like 12 of us total. And I've given some of them their own shows, and they've created. I didn't give it to them. They brought for me to produce it. You know what I'm saying? They created their own show. Let me correct that right there before somebody pull up outside. Skirt, you know.
We gonna salsa karate on them.
Right. Teach me the salsa karate. Yeah. So I had a studio. My company, Studio 65. I had a 5,000 square foot studio, and all the creators, basically, I met them. They're coming in there. They're renting space and stuff like that, and the chemistry just built. And with me and Brandon, we started this show, and we would just sit and we would be talking like we are now, and just people would sit and start listening to us talk. Or like people that were over would just be quiet, and we would just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we have this organic audience. So then we were just like, well, how about we do a show and see how it goes? And it's been good. It's been good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Leveraging the max out of it.
Our show, our thing is we cover a lot of local events in the Tennessee area, and we really need to expand on a national border, you know. But you know, you're a product of your environment, so everything that we produce is a product of our environment here. You feel me?
When you
absolutely.
The effect you have on people that you don't realize. Within 4 months of us starting the show, we on the show just talking, ended up doing a tattoo competition where we had like 8 tattoo shop owners all compete and do tattoo pieces. It was a live thing. Then from there, where we live, we have a lot of factors as GM. So that strike that happened like 2 years ago, that really affected here. So we had the union come on the show, and then we started a Facebook page called Work Recovery for people that was out of work that could find small jobs and stuff.
And it rolled over from the strike into COVID too. Like years later, we could rejuvenate the same thing back. So it was cool. It was interesting.
I ran for city councilman and ran the whole campaign from the podcast.
Yeah, people were pitching, wanting us
like, wait a minute,
to run for city council spots and stuff. I told them no. I got too many skeletons in my closet.
Don't come all the way
no.
Not today.
Now, okay, Jamie could do it.
Jamie definitely could win.
But me and this nigga here?
No.
No way. We the kind that we start getting successful and then the scandals popped out. Well, you know.
Like, I was with him back in blah, 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 and I got 4 kids with him.
When we announced.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
When we announced on the show that I was going to run for city councilman, he was going to be my campaign manager. Before the show was done, I already had messages like, "You should probably scrub this account and start." You should probably start a whole new page, bro. I believe in you, but I don't think that's
That's not for you, homie. That's not for you. That's not for you.
I didn't even want to risk it. I was like, no, I'm not doing. No, we're not doing that. No.
But we've been able to have fun with the show, and like you said, it's ever changing, it's evolving, and it's growing.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things to where it's exciting because you don't know where it's gonna go, but you know that you're in this like special moment, and it's like special like vehicle that actually can create some type of happiness in people. You know what I mean, or some type of familiar. You know what I mean? It's really cool to see the effects that we can have on each other without needing to be, superstars or
right. Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's really
absolutely.
Cool. It's really cool. My mom finally respects it too. Like, hell yeah. Because at first, she doesn't know what a podcast and all that. Like, you know what I mean? So you and Papa, y'all still doing the thing where you talk all the time? Like, yeah. So, like, being out and people recognize you. And I was with my brother and my mom, and that was like, it clicked for them like, oh no, you really do stuff, huh? Like, yes.
Thank you.
I ran a whole campaign. Yes.
That's exactly how my mom is too. My mom was like, she messaged me the other day. She was like, "Hi Jason, should I remove my Facebook account?" And I was like, Mom, do you not want to be on Facebook? She's like, "But you do things on Facebook." I was like, "Do you watch me?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Then you can get rid of your Facebook account. You don't need your Facebook account. If you're not gonna watch me, it's fine." So like, my mom still doesn't really understand what I do. She's just like, "Do you still do that Facebook thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I still do it."
This is what you do. The next time she does that, be like, "Hey, Mom, the bills are paid." You know what I mean? That's essentially what they want. Hey.
Yeah.
The bills are paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
absolutely.
I would put 100 on 10. I would just over dramatize it. Well, you still do that Facebook thing? Do I? I get to Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg.
Cuts my checks.
He cuts my checks. Do I?
They send me toilet paper because the restroom is considered a company bathroom.
Yes.
It's got an FB on every ply.
You know what my mom would say? My mom would be like, "Who's Mark Zuckerberg?" That's what my mom was saying.
Exactly.
When the flex goes wrong.
Right.
You just flexing in vain.
Right.
Just flexing in vain.
So, Jay, at what point did you realize like the extent of your reach? Because as a streamer, okay, we always have those moments that you realize, oh, there's a lot of people paying attention, more people than what I thought? Have you had that moment yet?
I am. My definition of success is way greater than what I portray or what I exude. My eyes are set on something way big. And so when you say, like, when you ask me that question, my first response is like, yes, there's a certain level of impact that All Rebels has and upon the community and upon the people that are there. But I can't I have to be appreciative of what we accomplished before, what we accomplished today, but I am also really excited about what is to come and what's next. And so, as far as many things as we have accomplished and done so far, I think that we could do it tenfold, 100-fold, and still be personable enough to make it meaningful. So there is every time someone asks me that question, I always think of the next thing. Right. And so I'm itching. I'm itching to go, man. I'm itching to go.
That Tyrone Biggums. So I'm gonna tell you for me, my moment. I'm gonna tell you a story here.
Yeah.
My daughter she goes to camps and stuff. Sometimes she'll go to a summer camp or a soccer camp or whatever. So we're based in Tennessee, and she went to a camp in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? She gets to the camp, and sometimes our kids are on here every now and then, but she gets to the camp, and she walks in, and the camp counselor goes, "You're that girl from the WhoDat podcast. Your dad does the WhoDat podcast." And I was like,
"Oh, that's
wow, we got some reach in Georgia." You know what I mean? Like, that was my moment. I was like, okay, more people are paying attention than what. And then we had one last night, but we can't talk about that. But yeah.
Okay. What I will say this one. So I'll give two examples. One example is when I went to a content creator event in San Diego. I think it was the last one that I was in. And there's a bunch of big time streamers. I'm talking about people who have like hundreds of thousands of followers, right? Two of these folks, I'm not gonna name drop them, but two of these folks have over 400,000 followers. And independently and without being at the same table, they came up to me and they were like, "All Rebels, I watch you all the time. I don't often talk, but I appreciate what you do." And they reference specific things that I've done within the past 2 weeks of that moment. And I was like, there's no reason that they had to have shared that piece of information. But it humbled me to the point of being like, there are other people paying attention. There are folks who make way more money in streaming than I do today. And what they see is they see something and they are appreciative of it. And and the beautiful thing was like, "Hey, if you ever need, just hit me up and we can do something." I'm like, that is beautiful. That was a beautiful moment for me. Right. There's been other times in which, and this is more personal. I'll just say that there's been multiple times in our communities in which I think it's more about the community than I guess myself or Ian, where the community is its own entity and supports itself. And so when somebody's going through something, and then when somebody mentions something in chat, like they're trying to do something, or an accomplishment has happened, or someone might be getting engaged, or they're trying to better themselves, or they're going to school, or they graduate, or whatever the thing is, the community is so supportive of those things that even if I miss the comment for a couple days, because there's a lot of comments, like the community itself, it is supportive of everyone there. And that to me, every single time I see it, I'm like, yep, okay, we're still on the right track. Yeah. We're still going in the right direction. Yeah. And that is important to me as well. So
that's what's up. Dang, that pulled at the heartstrings a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Cause I'm one of those people, man. I'm one of those people like this is my little thing. But this is my thing. I'm a YouTube commenter. I comment on YouTube. And sometimes I'll comment some like real shit, and I like the fact that I'm just in this sea. so it doesn't really matter. I'm not branded. I'm just
right.
I can just throw it out there and like this how
the
I
thought
feel.
and the idea.
Yeah, and that's it. But then like sometimes, you start getting replies to the comment and it's supportive and it's like so. It does it, but like having a community that is based on it, it's not just a one-off type thing.
Right,
like, can you imagine that? Like where it's not even about like if the person that they're watching saw the comment. It's a whole. It's a man. That's very special balance to be able to have, and it's great that you have that as an anchor. Like we're on the right track. That's the track we need to be on. Like we're not thinking about we all love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches though, but we're you know what I mean. But that being that your compass is really cool. It's really cool. I always find out that more people are watching when he tells me that we got in trouble again.
Yeah,
that's how I find
we're
out.
very. Yeah, we're opposite here. We'll shake a community up real quick, like really quick. So, and we don't have a problem doing that. I think we all play our own roles, and what we do. And okay, if I was to put it in the perspective of everybody that's on this stream right now, Jay would be the person that greets the foreign country when they come in, and they show, you know what I mean? And we would be the one that complains about, you know what I mean? Too much immigration. Like, we would be like the ones.
Where are all them popping up from?
Right, like, hey guys.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
Who are you?
We're running real low on Kool-Aid, and like, I know it's new to y'all and old to us, but you're gonna have to back it up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ration this Kool-Aid for this group over here.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Jay said what?
And that's what it is.
We would share the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I mean we share, but in proportion.
Yeah.
Like Jay would be like, "Hey, we got the best Kool-Aid.
Right.
You can't wait to taste that watermelon Kool-Aid. Like it's amazing."
Send them on over there, and then they get.
And then they drink it, and they're like, "Jay said this is amazing," and we're like, "Hey, bro, that's enough."
You were not wrong.
That's
you were
cool.
not wrong.
The watermelon is ours. You get the orange.
Yeah, it's time to drink the orange. Like it's good too. So like,
let's tamper this a little bit. Like, wait a minute, everybody's getting too hasty.
Yeah. So like when the General Motors strikes happened and we did that was one of our biggest shows, and we had 3,000 live viewers. Yes, we have never hit a number like that ever. Nothing close to it ever. And
wow.
It was and at the time this was set up in my living room. So I had 3,000 people looking at my dirty house. You know what I mean? So but anyways, we brought them in to tell their side of the story about why they were going on strike. Everyone thinks it's all about just, it's about wages and money, and a lot of them make good money. So the community was complaining like they make good money, and so we went and got them, and we was like, we're gonna let you tell the world through our platform why you're really striking. Yes.
Wow.
And
That's
we're
all.
those people. That's our role.
Yeah.
In this streaming government we have.
And I don't know if you're like in a major, in a big city, but in us being in a nice little community, you know what I mean? We found out by doing that we are the news source. Like as crazy as we might get, and we talk about everything, we could do all that type of, because I'm off the walls. Like I'm trying to tell you, I'm being good right now because we got a guest, but it's just I'm
right.
But
You don't have to behave, bro. If you got something to say, let's chop it up, man. Let's go for it. I'm not afraid of
We
that.
got some cleaning up to do. That's the problem. We got checked last night. So we did. Like,
Oh, I got you.
so, did we not?
Did
Yeah, we got
Why
checked.
y'all didn't tell me?
Huh?
Why y'all didn't
just
tell me?
Well, you were
see you.
supposed to be there.
You shake me too?
You
Yeah,
were
the wrong
supposed to
person
be
at the wrong time. Like, we just tore that whole building up.
Yeah.
Checking who?
Well, I mean, they didn't check. They checked him and relayed to me.
Really?
They didn't want me in there.
I'm the light.
They said he's 300 pounds. Even if we kill him, we can't move him.
Here's the sad part. It's probably subject that I brought up, and
It was not.
It's not. So
No.
it wasn't my fault.
No, but
It's a little your fault.
like, okay, it's like
It was my fault.
It was a little bit. I mean,
See,
it's
yeah,
all
see, like,
shared.
That's what
It's
it's
all
like this.
shared. I don't want you to think that you're out of it. Like,
Right.
oh, you guys got to deal with that. No, we.
So really, it was me. It's the subject. Yeah.
It was like this. It's like, okay, let's say you get diagnosed with high blood pressure, and they're like, oh, that fried chicken give you high blood pressure, and then you go grab the salt and put the salt on the fried chicken. You were the salt, but the fried chicken still gave you high blood pressure. Okay.
That was a great way to put it.
That is a great way to put it. That's exactly it's right in the lane.
As long as I brought some iodine, you feel me, along with it.
Okay,
Good.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Salt brings
I wonder how many fried chicken analogies y'all made on the show, because I feel like that was real. That was too smooth. That was too smooth. That was like too smooth.
The conversation comes so natural with us, man. That's the reason we did this,
He's
dude.
300 pounds talking about chicken. Of course, it was a smooth transition.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Aaron, can you reach that from across there and turn that off? That air filter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got the air purifier running. I don't know, man. We be smoking cigarettes down here. Sorry.
Gotcha.
We've actually been very nice. I was like, I'm not gonna smoke for the box heads.
You know
I
what
can
I mean?
catch my box on fire. I mean,
Oh my God.
Now that's great TV, but
I never thought of it as a fire hazard until this just one moment, man. That's
look, it's definitely a fire hazard because all three of us have dreads, so we got some sort of product on this box.
you got some product.
Yes, we got products in the box.
Oh, you got dreads.
Michael Jackson all day.
yeah. The old boxes that I used to have, but when these get old, there's just a big old oil spot from all the grease that's been in my hair, like in the bottom of it. When you know you need to change it when it seeps out the top. Then you're like, okay, I need to change my box. Because yeah.
Look at all this shea butter.
Right.
All this shea butter in here. So, yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that it happened. Like I accidentally took it off and I showed the audio. I showed the to the camera. I just flat. I went like this. This one's clean. This one I can show you. This one's clean, right? But I accidentally showed it to the mostly clean. Don't worry about it. No. Don't worry about it. My point is, don't worry about that. It's not. It's fine. Don't worry about that. It was bad though. It was bad. You could see. It was questionable. 100 degrees, and everybody was like, Jason. And this is one of the moments when the community was like, Jason, I think it's time for you to change the box. Like everyone got real serious.
Come together as a one organism.
And then look,
it's time to change the box.
a lot of his audience, he has a big following. Like a lot of his audience is white, so like you show up with the greasy hair, that's a whole nother level of insult. Like you the greasy hair guy. You remember? Look, you grew up in a community of white folks. Like you remember when like they would touch your hair for the first time, they'd be like, "It's greasy." You know what I mean? You'd be like, "Yeah, it ain't flaky." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That'd be greasy. What do you mean? I need this grease.
I need this grease.
That still happens to me to this day. Like I know a lot of my friends would go off if they're ever in a store and that happens to them, right? Like somebody comes up, maybe they partially know them. You're in the grocery store shopping for lemons. I don't know why you're shopping for lemons, but you're shopping for lemons, and you're just grabbing a lemon, you squeezing like, oh, this seems fine. You put it in your cart, and someone walks up to you like, hey, what's up, Jason? What's going on? Long time no see. Oh, your hair looks nice. Can I touch it? And then you're like, no, and then they do it anyway.
Yep.
I know a bunch of my friends that would not take that one iota. Me, I'm the guy who introduces all the countries very nicely and introduces them to all the Kool-Aid. So I'm like, all right, now let's learn this is a learning experience. Let me teach you that one, I suggest you don't ever do that again to anybody else. I'm going to be very kind to you and tell you like, all right, let me coach you for a second. Okay. Right. Now that you got that, and then I go through the whole spiel, I almost can do it verbatim. without even thinking about it at this point. But like, yeah, those are the situations I still deal with every single
Do
day.
it right now.
Look,
He
Damien
pulls
wants
up
to
the
hear.
orientation
I wanna
video.
hear the spiel.
Just let me let you know.
Oh, the spiel.
Yep. Look right here.
Look.
Okay, hold on. Wait, you can go full screen. Hold on. Hi, welcome to You're Almost Racist. Here's how this thing goes. When you go up to another person and touch their hair, don't do that. Rule number 1, because you might get flattened. So I will suggest that you don't do that. And then you don't even ask, can I touch it? Just say to yourself, oh, that looks nice, and then walk the other direction. If you choose any other course of action and you are still standing at the end of it, you're lucky. Have a nice day, everyone. This has been You're Almost Racist.
Couple footnotes to that. If you do want to touch it, at least take me out to dinner first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might let you touch it a little bit, you know?
Yeah, yep. Take me out to dinner, baby.
That someone has walked up and just touched my head, and I was all the way okay with it. We walked in the gas station. I was with his nephew, Devin. Devin has really curly, nice hair. Has really curly, nice hair. And my hair was just grown, was just starting to grow, but my hair is not the grade of Devin's by any measure. But the lady walked up and she knew me off the podcast, and immediately was just like, I love your hair. I always look at it. Can I touch it? So my pride started talking, was like, she don't want to touch a light-skinned nigga hair. Look at you with the good hair. Look at you with the good hair. Right. Yeah, go ahead and get a feel. Go ahead and get a feel. She touched it, said, it's so nice and bouncy. I'm looking at him.
With your S curl.
It was the one time I was okay. I was sure. It's nice. Oh, you like it. Thank you.
I think every black man goes through the S curl phase. It's like a rite of passage.
Yep.
You gotta try it.
You gotta try it.
Am I gonna be a pretty nigga? I might be.
Might be.
I might be. Let's put this S curl in. It is a right. We could write a whole show about just that.
Just the S
curl. The S curl.
Yes. It'll change.
Did you have one?
I got the products to do it. And I think I tried it once, and my mom told me never to do it again. My parents were very, very conservative when it came to hair. Like, I was not allowed to have hair longer than like a close cut. I couldn't have my hair longer than like an inch.
Low even or a low fade, right?
Yes, I had a low fade. I haven't had it in such a long time. I forgot what you even call it. I had a low fade for the longest time. My father would literally tell me that he's going to cut my hair if I ever grew it a little bit longer than that. Until I got to college, I couldn't even grow it until I got in my senior year in high school. That's when I started growing out, and I first got cornrows when I got to college. That was the first time. Before then, my father was like, "You're a black man, not allowed to have long hair. You got to keep it short." That's what my dad told me.
Did you flex on him with your cornrows? I could just see you just. You know,
every time I came home, homie, every time I was like, "Hey, Dad, guess what?" And my grandmom hated him. My dad hated him. My mom was the only one that was like, "Hey,
extra. Where is that?" He coming up out of the fridge door. Where's the I got watermelon.
Right. There it is.
Oh man.
Yeah. See, for my parents, I dyed my hair, and being a black male and having weird, you know what I mean? It really messed with them. They were like, "What's going on with this guy?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I watched WCW Nitro, Big Papa Pump. That's what's wrong with me. Big Papa Pump.
Hell yes.
I went through that. We did that. So.
I forgot about Big Papa Pump.
Yes.
I got a signed autograph from that dude.
Yeah?
Yeah. He was in a hospital bed next to my uncle.
Yeah.
And my uncle rolled over. He was like, "Are you Steiner?" He was like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "Hey, all right, I know I'm in a hospital bed. You're in a hospital bed. Neither one of us can move. But before we leave, you got to give me an autograph." So they just stayed in a room together.
Could you sign my bedpan, sir?
They stayed in a room together for like 2 days. time my uncle checked out. He got an autograph.
Oh wow.
And he was like, yeah, he's really cool. We talked a lot.
Yeah.
You had to. Y'all both in the bed.
Right.
That story is so wild. It has to be true. How you in the hospital and you turn around and it's like, oh, it's Dwayne the Rock Johnson also in the hospital. That's cool. Like,
just laying in the bed. Just like, what's up, man?
right.
Wow. It was very cool.
Wow.
It was very cool. Can we talk about, because you mentioned being a nerd, and we all black.
Yeah, man.
So I want to talk about that.
Okay.
I don't know if you might not. It's okay.
Because I am a nerd.
But what? You're
I don't
a good
look
nerd.
like
You're
it.
cool. Yeah.
You're a
I don't look
scholar.
like it, but I am.
You're a scholar.
You're a scholar.
Yeah. I'm like, what you need? Here you go.
She's a scholar.
I am a nerd.
But isn't it cool now that like that this, I don't want to say fashionable, but it's so accepted to be like everybody's like blends in on this Instagram age of, you know what I'm saying, everybody like, isn't it so cool that all the quirks and everything that like people that you knew before, like when we were younger, like you knew.
You could not tell people.
Bro, I
you were
have to
watching.
do this at the house.
Yes.
At the house.
With my white friends.
Yes.
Your white friends. And the problem was you go to school and your white friends be like, bruh, Ronin Warriors. And you'd be like, no, Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
So, yeah.
You got on my Timbs today, Josh. Shut up.
Right.
Don't make me slap you, Philip.
Drew was like, hey, we really enjoyed that Dave Matthews album, didn't we? Yeah.
Oh.
No. Nope. Who's Dave?
Red
Nope.
Man
Don't
is
know.
what you said?
Right.
About that Hootie and the Blowfish. Yeah, that's when like they would really try and connect because, you know, the lead singer was black.
Yeah,
so they'd be
they
like,
were like,
you
oh,
listen
we
to
can see
Hootie
that.
and the Blowfish? I'm like, I do not. Bro.
I don't.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, one.
I've seen
No, but
them
I
live
can.
in concert.
You saw Hootie and the Blowfish live?
I did not pay for that.
Okay.
I'm not knocking the music. I
feel like you are.
No, they came. Look, they used to put on big concerts out here every year. Remember General Motors used to have them big concerts.
Yeah.
And one time their headliner was Hootie and the Blowfish.
And you just so happened to go, huh?
Yeah, man. Free concert? What are you talking about?
You like Hootie?
Darius Rucker is brilliant. Yes.
You like how you said he was like Darius Rucker?
Yeah, well, yes. That's why I said the lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish was black. I didn't say he's Hootie. That's how you know Mug don't listen. I just couldn't think of Darius's name.
I couldn't. It took this entire conversation. I was just trying to figure it out. And as soon as you asked me that question, I remembered it.
Yeah.
But like,
so great. It sounded like he was
so great.
He was like, let me put respect on his name.
But I completely agree with you. The ability now to be able to be like, yeah, I listen to whatever. Like there was a big trend on social media where a lot of black women were like, yo, I love Paramore. There's a white band and a lot of black folks love the Paramore is dope AF, right? And so like to be able to say that with my friends when I was younger, I'd feel so uncomfortable. But now I'm just like, no, their music is brilliant, it's beautiful, like it rocks. Like I'm okay. I'm not gonna hop into a mosh pit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna do that. But I will go to a rock concert and have been to a bunch of them, and they're so good, so good, so good.
Now, if you do decide to hop in the mosh pit, I highly suggest Adderall and a few other things, or Xanax.
Oh,
I'm not condoning drug use. I'm not. No. But no, the few times I've been in a mosh pit, somebody was like, "Hey man, here, we're gonna go to get in this mosh pit." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "You should probably take this Adderall." And I was like,
"Why though?"
I have no idea, but they had done it before, and I had not, so I listened to them. You know what I mean?
You need to be focused in there. I went to a 3-6 Mafia Insane Clown Posse concert. Got in for free.
Whoa.
One too. And you know what's scarier than a room full of clowns and thugs?
What?
Nothing. So I was in there.
I'm all intrigued. It sounds like
I was in there and I saw the chaos. And there's a moment, you know, that fight or flight, but there's a moment where as a spectator you're like, am I here? Am I gonna just stay here? Actually, the last guest, Josh, he snuck in with me. Because I got in for free because the security guard had tattoos. So I'm literally just walking beside the security guard. Just like we talking about tattoos. And I looked up, oh, this is DJ Paul. Like, so
Right.
we get in there and you have to make that decision. Like, am I a part of the madness or am I watching it happen? And that little person in my head was like, "You are the madness. Go in there." I took my shirt off and handed it to Josh. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'll be back." And I just
look at his face.
Yeah.
He's like, "No."
You go into the abyss,
No,
brother.
sir.
The
I'm
abyss.
not even doing that.
I'm gonna go grab everybody beverages. I'll meet you back.
PB and J, you need that?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say what I was hoping. I was hoping that you were gonna be in your little studio with your keyboard, okay? And I can tell you my name, and you're gonna create this song and make the whole entire show about me with the song.
You know, I'm gonna
Pop
tell
into it.
Being an avid box head, you can probably just pop up in this stream and just say nothing. Look, you want to just go in there and just talk some shit with him, and at some point in time, he's going to make a song about you.
What a great song.
Yes.
Tell him your last name.
Oh my God.
No.
Tell him your last name.
Hold on, I can take notes. Hold on. What is it?
Her last name is Moorhead.
Really?
Yeah. But then,
I never make those jokes. You notice that?
I know. Thank you.
Yeah, I leave. That is the one. I cross a lot of boundaries in this world, but I never make Moorhead jokes on our co-host. I leave it. That's untouchable for me.
See?
but he's the guest.
Trauma.
So okay, I'll just rip it up. I'll just rip it up. It's
Yeah,
fine.
there
I'll
you
just rip
go.
up the. There it is. Okay. There it is.
He's mad because he ran through a yellow light.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no! Look! Here we go. What we do also good for the box head.
Disappear when things he found a whole new use for the box. He said no.
It smells like shea butter in there.
Oh, that was good.
I got in a car crash this morning, guys. So that's what she's talking about. I got in a car crash because I ran through a yellow, and then the person I was behind hit their brakes on me. So when you're accelerating to make it through a yellow light, then the person in front of you decelerates. Inertia.
What happened was.
Man.
So it's been a rough. Maybe we should do a GoFundMe for you to get a new vehicle.
They not about to pay. They not about to.
Are you a believer? Do you believe that he should make it to the shows? You need to pay.
Right. Do you want him? Do you believe I should not spend gas having to pick this nigga up? Do you believe? I don't know.
That was good.
Help
Oh
us.
no.
Help.
Yeah.
That was
so,
good. That was good.
That was great.
Yeah. Because last week you said don't ask me for no money. Now you asking for some money.
I know. I got asking, but not for me though. I got like 4 cars. I know. You know what I mean?
Right.
I crash one of them beasts. I do pull a Bobby Brown. I just leave it there and go get the other one. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Yeah, so
goodness.
if you don't know, Jay, Bobby Brown was notorious for going on tour to other towns, and he would see a car he likes, and like even if you were just driving, Jay, you pulling up, hey, it's Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown's like, hey, that's a Nissan Z. I like that, and he would give you the cash money on the spot for it and abandon his car in like a McDonald's parking lot. So there was at one point in time there was a percentage of abandoned Bobby Brown vehicles in America. I bet your father know all about it.
I'm sure he actually never mentioned Bobby Brown's name. My father is very critical of other black men. So I have a feeling that he may have been a little critical of Bobby Brown.
Yeah. He old school too. I hear him. He ain't no Marvin Gaye.
That's Maybe not. Okay, maybe not that old, but like a little bit before. A little bit before that.
Wow.
He ain't no Marvin Gaye.
We got in the comments there, yo. I'm sorry, I got the controls on my phone now.
Somebody said, I believe he should slow down at a yellow light.
Damn straight. That's what I was saying.
Who said that? Who's that?
Tell her that she was right.
Mina.
Thank you, Mina, because that's what I told him. I said, slow down with caution, but not speed up.
You gotta get through the yellow light. Like, we all know the moment I'm talking about. She just you could work for Fox News. She spins the story.
So I'm gonna step in here for just a second. Two things happened with this accident, okay? Brandon lost his vehicle. But there's a thing, when you ride with Brandon, you be like, hey man, you should slow down a little bit. And he'd be like, I ain't never been in no accident. So,
Oh no!
This is the end of that.
That's always been my thing.
He's defeated today.
That's always been my thing. Because anybody that like complains, like, hey bro, look, I believe in God. I've never gotten in a car accident. You're good. I'm the safest driver I know, like just on paper. But now I can't say that anymore.
No. He said just on paper.
But not anymore.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
R.I.P. to accountability.
Man.
So,
Man.
Where we at?
That was my move too.
Well, I mean, like, let's ask him some personal questions. He said that his business partner is married and got kids.
Yeah, Ian's married and got kids. By the way, before one little quick thing before I get. So I also use that same excuse. I've never been into an accident, so don't criticize my driving. And so far, knock on wood, hopefully this conversation doesn't change that.
Yeah, knock on the box.
Knock on the box. Knock on the box. Right.
So many uses.
You could store things in there.
Listen,
I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right here. Just take it out. You're fine. You know what I mean?
You're gonna do that on your live next.
Look, because I don't know. It's been a long day.
There's a refrigerator up there. Listen, it's all good. You know what I mean?
If you ever came out with a drink, if you ever went and bought like a Capri Sun.
He got all the snacks.
Okay, I got a question for y'all. Would y'all rather have? I'll answer your question in a second. Would you rather have a Capri Sun or juice box?
Capri Sun.
Oh wait, whoa.
I just want
which juice box?
Yeah, are we talking about the high C juice box, or are we talking about the non-name brand, what you get at the school juice box?
I was going for the fancy stuff. If we going Capri Sun, I was going for fancy. However, I'll let you decide.
Juice box.
Yeah. Let me tell you, there's nothing that hits harder than that grape juice box you get at the school. Remember the grape juice? That's some real hood shit right now. Okay, nothing hits harder than the grape juice box.
See, I'm on the apple juice side, yo. The apple juice though.
That apple juice make you. You perk up off of apple juice.
Yep.
Just a swallow.
Yo, two things. First thing is, I made the mistake as an adult. I was like, hey, I feel like being a kid, right? And so I thought of the juice box thing. And so I made the mistake of going to the grocery store and buying a whole big thing of apple juice. And I drank the whole thing. Now, if you don't know what apple juice does to your digestive system, let's just say I could not go to my event that I had to because I had to go to use the restroom for a very long time. I didn't realize that as an adult, a lot of apple juice still applies, right? So there's that. Also, could you imagine a business where, like, you know how like adult beverages were sold in juice boxes? Like, if I went to a bar and I'm like, yo, give me a drink, but in a juice box, right? And I just be like, you know what I mean? Hey, be like, yo, can I get a Ciroc and cranberry in a juice box? Like that, I'd be the only dude just rocking out with a juice box on the dance floor. I just feel like that would be my style.
Nobody can knock your drink over. Nobody. It's in the box. Yes.
I'm good. Roofie.
There it is.
Yeah. Hey, it fixes roofies. Yes. You can.
There it is.
Jay is unroofable.
Right. Exactly.
They try to, hey, you walk up, you got that skeezer guy, he trying to push it through the aluminum hole.
What are you doing? What are you trying to do in my jukebox? I'm gonna use some Jello pudding.
Mina, I could trademark it. I mean, it is on brand with the whole box thing. So, I mean, that's true. What was it? So now I forgot. What was the question about Ian?
No, she was just wanting to know a little information about yourself. Tell our viewers like some personal information about yourself.
Because Ian got a family. Do you got a family? You got kids?
Right.
You get out here home. What do you do?
One, my social security number is 111111111. That's personal information. No, so I do content creation right now is my full-time gig. So like that's where I spend most of my time. Luckily in 2023, I'll be able, like Facebook makes you stream a certain amount of hours every single month. The thing that's really hard is that a lot of gamers, a lot of people who stream, they play one game and that's all they do. They play one game and they play for a certain amount of time. And so in Facebook's mind and a lot of other people's mind, like if I was going to do, I don't even know I'm supposed to tell you how many hours, whatever. You know what? Who cares? And and like and in their mind they're like, well, that's kind of equivalent to like a full-time gig, so therefore you're putting in the right amount of work, you wouldn't hold you accountable and all this other stuff. But the thing is that especially when we do so many different things, that's so hard to do because I got to change the setup, I got to change this, it's a whole different mindset, I got to change my outfit, like there's a whole different thing that's going on, right? And so so luckily in 2023, I'll be able to spend more time focusing on all the things that make the stream happen and not necessarily just streaming. Shorter streams to me are better. Tighter content is better. Focusing in like the intentional shorter form content is always going to be better. So that's what I'm hoping for. So that's 2023. But what I do outside of that, y'all, I do a lot of public speaking. I do a lot of hosting of events. I do a lot of nonprofit work. I do I work with a number of other organizations and I do workshops.
What
so
kind of nonprofits do you do though? Like you said, what do you?
Yeah, this is Jamie's alley right
Yeah.
here.
I'm trying to tell you,
Jamie,
said
if
the
you
right
ever need to
thing.
come to Tennessee to do something, you
Yeah.
really need to speak to Jamie directly. She will have you set up in Tennessee. She will.
Okay. So without diving too deep, I'll just say that one of the main ones that I do is an art and innovation center, and they deal with, and it's a physical location that hosts multiple events, numbers of events throughout the week and throughout the year, and it focuses on the artistic side where people don't really have a voice, and also it amplifies the innovation side, and we help those who are trying to innovate in the community. They have a place and a resource to go to. So there's that. And then also I work with another organization that really focuses on giving back to the communities around the world. It's a worldwide organization. The first one is called Three Dots. The second one is called Rotary. That's a worldwide organization. That's where my main focuses are. I'm on another board as well that's helps raise money for students for university who are low income. So that's where my nonprofit areas lie. Although I've been dabbling in other spaces as well. I help out where I can with other nonprofits when I can.
When you mentioned the art and innovation with Three Dots,
Yeah.
So all right, let's say there's somebody in the Three Dots is an inventor, right? Or they want to get into the invention stuff. Do you help them when it comes to like trademarks, patents, that type of stuff?
So no, luckily in town there's a number of groups that help with that specific thing, where like you can just come up with an idea and they'll help you get an LLC. They'll help you get understand your business model. They'll help you like develop an idea. There's competitions. Because I live next to a university, there's a whole big infrastructure that's associated with innovation. What we do is different than that. What we do is more so like more community innovation, less about like I'm trying to make a product and make $1 million, more so like I have an idea that I want to improve the community with and I need some help to do it. So Yeah.
We needed that. But, dang, why we ain't got that organization? Jamie, come on.
So here's the thing. The innovation side of it, and we can talk offline, is that framework can be done anywhere, and you can take that to any location, and it's actually part of a bigger organization. And you can just say, "Hey, I'd like to do this," and then you got to like just sign a couple things and say that you're willing to support the community, and then you're part of that whole network. It's really dope.
Thank you, because we will be talking. Because
Yeah.
I need your number. Because that's what I would do. That's what I do. It's really what I do.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Welcome.
See?
Yes, yeah.
Right, just let me do what I do.
Do it.
Wow. Yeah, I did a little homework. When I first watched the show, I watched it for probably about a month, and I was like, this guy is way too well spoken and well versed and creative to just be a guy that's, came out of his mom's basement. I said, I gotta do some homework. So I went. I used to do skip tracing for a company, so I did a little background on him. I was like, okay. He's a speaker. Oh yes. Oh yeah.
He took off like Rick Ross did on that one interview. When he left the 85 South show.
Yeah.
Oh, they got out of the bathroom.
So I was like, okay, this guy, he's a speaker. Okay, motivational speaker. That I understand. His
whole demeanor done changed.
Yeah, but you have to do that. If you don't,
He's trying to give me a compliment by telling me that he didn't search me down.
I did look. You have to vet your guest. You have to a little bit. You can't just put any. We learned our lesson doing that. Putting just Joe Smo on the mic. Mm-hmm. We done learned our lesson doing that.
Wow, both y'all got real serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Lito?
You can't just let everybody just like, yeah, come on, man. Tell us what you're thinking. You gotta figure some shit.
Safe space.
Yeah. So, and I saw, you yourself, you were a DJ at one point also, right? Radio.
For 7 years. For 7 years.
He was a radio personality. I don't know.
I was a co-host on a radio show, so I can't take full credit for the radio show. So, nor was I the one spinning the tunes. I was part of I was one of the people to have the morning show banter with. You know what I mean? That's what I did for 7 years.
Yeah. So I did some. I was like, all right, everything makes sense. So then I was like, all right, I've got to try and reach out to him without coming out as some creepy internet fan. You know what I mean? And then. Right. But still. And then so like at the same time, there's a lot of similarities between our shows, like between their logo and our logo, and then theirs comes in with like this wireframe on stars, and ours comes in with a wireframe on stars.
You're now rocking with DJ.
So I was like,
yeah.
I gotta make sure this guy knows that, like, not only do I want to put him on the show, but like we're not some people that's just jocking their own show too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I would have never thought. I would have never. But even like okay, worst. Even if I did assume that imitation is the highest form of flattery, and the only thing that would have been like is like, yo, that's dope. Like what people get so caught up about times in which like you might have taken this idea from somebody or this idea from someone. I'm not saying that you did that at all, but what I'm saying is that even if that were to be true, like that's the point of being creative. That's the point of doing what you do. You inherently take pieces of your experience and you put them into what you know. And apparently we both have creative we like certain things that are similar. I love space. Apparently y'all love space. Apparently, honestly, y'all found a template just like I found a template that does the wireframe joint, and you popped your logo. Right. So like, I get it.
When I seen it, I was like, I have to somehow articulate to this guy that I think bringing him on our show would be great because the chemistry and the energy would be really well, And how do you effectively let someone know that doesn't know you at all? has no idea about your show, you know, and that's a real reason that I had you on the show. I was like, man, we could really cut up. He could let his box down a little bit and just, you know, yes. Let his box down a little bit, you know. Give him a chance to talk about it, introduce him to our fans, and you know, other than
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think this is the best guest to have for like a season finale.
Yeah, this is our season finale.
Well, thank you.
Right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all the fact like y'all are always supporting what we do too. Like I see WhoDat always in there hanging out and chatting it up with everybody in our community too. So I it means a lot, and y'all be supporting with us, and that does not go unnoticed. So I just want to say thank you for all the stars that you ever dropped, all the likes you ever dropped. Anytime you come through and you support what we do, even inviting me to be on the show. I was hoping that Ian would be able to sneak away and pop on while we were here. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Ian also told me, Ian also told me to tell you thank you as well. So like this is a two-way street, and I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course. I'll next time I see him on, I'll jump on there and give him some shit. You know what I mean?
Please do. Give him all of it. All.
I will go find the most ghetto ratchet thing in that queue. Like, you know, just anything. I had him do 3-6 Mafia, and like it was hilarious in thought. So I get on there and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put 3-6 Mafia in the queue, and I shot it in there. And when he was trying to do it and he was trying to hit some of the verses, I was like, oh, I feel kind of bad now. You know what I mean? Those verses was eating his ass up. He was like, I was like, I'm not.
But that's the point of it. That's the point of it. Like, that's the reason why he does it, because who else are you going to be able to throw something at that and be like, okay, I'll do it and have some fun with it. And it's probably going to be terrible and weird and awkward, but that's part of the beauty of content creation. One of the things I'll kind of like leave you on is like the idea of like, and that's the reason, that is the one thing I learned from Ian. Ian is really weird. He's really smart. But the one thing that I learned from him, and I will never forget, is the ability to just be yourself and not to be afraid of taking an idea and running with it, be creative with it, making sure it feels like yourself and having fun. Because a lot of times people tell you to not do this or not do that, not do it in this way. You should be more like this. And he was the one that taught me that it doesn't matter at all what anyone else is wanting to do. Let's just have some fun. Let's run with it. The last story I'll in the last personal story on is this. When I was a kid, I loved comedy. I loved being funny. I vaguely remember watching some stand-ups, but my parents didn't let me watch like a lot of stand-ups because a lot of it was raunchy, right? And so like when I was a kid and at home, I start cracking jokes, right? Or in school, I would crack a few jokes. My father would hear about those things and be like, Jason, you don't have to. My father was very about like the being the black guy in the room, right? So he's like, you don't have to be the funny black guy. Like, that's not your role. And like, so as a child, as a young person, not to knock my father, because I understand why he did that. But like thinking of myself as like on all my other facets outside of streaming, I'm comedic, but I'm not like as wild and weird as I am. And so I have to have this balance between when I turn it on and when I turn it off. We talked about that even before we hopped online. Like what kind of personality do I portray? And so when I was a kid and my comedic styling was like, Jason, just to kind of like control, like put that behind a wall. And then as I was be able to hop onto a mic and be creative through radio and through streaming, I was able to open that door again. And what I realized is like, you just got to be able to know the timing. Comedic timing is so important of when to be that funny and when to just be like, yo, this is how I really feel. This is where I'm at. And this is my serious persona. Here's a little comedic side to it. Here's the ridiculous side to it. But finding a way to do all of those things, if that is truly who you are, and doing it without fear of anyone judging you, because that's who you are. Just do it. And that's what I learned from Ian. And that's what I wanted to share.
Got anything y'all want to add to any of this?
what I've learned and the takeaway that I had from it.
Look, I looked over like, really?
In my opinion.
Reading Rainbow. Don't take my word for it.
But like everybody out there, the believers and the box says everybody out there. What I found is the thing that is a commonality between the two. Even, no matter what type of person you are, all you need is just one other person. All you need is one other person that sees you. You know what I mean? That understands, that is there with it. You don't have to have 12 and 13, 15, 20 people. You don't have to have all these people validating who you are or the person you are, what you're interested in. All you need is one guy. He had Ian, I had Paco, and it was just off of that one thing of like, all right, no, the two is enough. Yeah, let's do something. Let's do something. Let's be fearless in being who we are. You know what I mean? And you got a friend. You have a real friend. Right. You get you a friend, and y'all get some genuine motivation. That's like, you know, Sugar Spice Everything Nice and Chemical X. Like this, all you need is to just be yourself. A lot of Chemical X.
Yeah, a lot of Chemical X. More X.
More X. But like you gotta, if you feel like you don't have that person yet, just hold on. It'll pass. But when you get that person, when you get that friend that is a real friend, like you be a real friend back, and you just hold them down. You know what I'm saying? And when they have an idea, just go for it. Right. Don't overthink it.
Just do it.
Like just go ahead.
Don't put on that shit like that.
Yeah, overthinking. Like don't overthink it. Like just go for it. Just go for it. Be yourself. And when you got you a friend that's in the same car with you, y'all can ride together. Just do it. And fun stuff happens. Fun stuff just happens. You know what I mean? Be open to making that memory. And right now you've been watching I have 2 hours of people that have just been open to making memories, whether it be just going forward when somebody comments it, or going forward when you think about it, or being creative. Just go make that memory. Be you. Be who you are, and find somebody that's not gonna judge you for it, and then go make some memories, man. That's what I got. Oh.
You want to do slow clap?
The slow.
Yeah, I was doing it like. No, that was good though.
I tipped my box to you. I tipped my box to you.
Well, yeah, we surely appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate you taking time out of your day. Hopefully, we didn't disrupt any of your stuff you're doing, but.
I'm happy to be here, man. Happy to be here, y'all.
I would love in the future, sit down. We've got all kind of things we're working on too. I'd love to just sit down off stream one day, have conversation about all these things and bounce some ideas, see what you think.
Same with y'all. Would be happy to do it. Yeah, let's connect. Let's make some things happen. Cool. Love to see it happen.
Cool.
It's been a great episode.
Brandon, you want to lead us out?
Anything you wanna?
No, I'm good. I'm waiting to get off so I can get that number.
She said, "Fuck this string."
Knock it all over. Just knock it all over.
Got other stuff to do.
To everybody, to all the believers, this is season finale. We're gonna be back in a little bit. You know how we always do. We change it up. We make it more dope, more awesome, more creative. We got a lot of stuff going on. You guys already know that we got another Shut Up and Ink. The tattoo competition is coming next year. We working on projects and short films and all of this. So just stay tuned in. Stay tuned into the mothership. We're doing a season finale of the pod, but we got other shows we about to roll out. The WhoDat review is gonna come back when it comes to food and everything. So just make sure you still stay tapped in. We got a lot of cool stuff. We just trying to make the world a doper place. You know what I mean? Up here on the spaceship, because from our perspective, it looks kind of bland. But I hope everybody enjoys this time off. You know what I mean? Learn something new about yourself on the time off. If you somebody sent some clips from the
All Black Affair?
Yes, thank you. Struggled through that sentence. If you got any clips or anything, like send them to us, and we'll post them on the page and all that. Like any shout outs that we did last night. Like if you send it to us, we'll post it to make sure that we can tag you, all that. But
if you want us to cover your events, let us know. We'll come out. We've got mobile set up, all that stuff. We'll cover the events. We'll have a good time. We'll make a party when there's not a party.
Yeah, and I got all the dresses.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
And she gonna come too.
She gonna come.
She come. But yo, love to everybody. Love to the guests. All rebels. We'll be tuning in. Y'all make sure you go support. Make sure you go support All Rebels. Make sure you like, share all of that. Make sure. Make sure.
Real quick, where can they find it? Just, talk your shit real quick. Where can they find it?
Everywhere, at all times, doing all things. No. AW Rebels is the name. You can find us pretty much on all social media, except that new Twitter thing that people are doing. I don't know. Except for that one. For now. We'll probably set up an account tomorrow. Don't steal our name. Aside from that, we're going to see us mostly on Facebook for now. Starting in 2023, you'll see us on a mixture of Twitch, TikTok Live, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live. A mixture of all of those, focusing on Facebook and Twitch. And we will see you all in the Boxhead Nation. But this right now, this WhoDat podcast, this is the best stream of your dang life.
Oh, there it is.
I like how you did that.
Yep.
That was nice.
Take us out of here, Brandon.
Hey, well, until next time, guys, like always, stay blessed. Don't stress. Life is just a test. Who that?
You're now rocking with DJ.
Who they? They're not from around. It's gotta be my imagination. I think it's an invasion. I think it's an invasion. DJ Skinny. They not from around.